Indie Horror Junkie! Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie.
We're a panic attack.
Indie Horror Junkie!
Indie Horror Junkie.
Indie Horror Junkie! Indie Horror Junkie!
It's the Indie Horror Junkie Podcast, your source for anything and everything indie horror. Here's your host, Otis B. Dreads. All right, it is 8 o'clock. Do you know where your indie horror's at? It's right here. I'm still laughing at pre-show. Giving our guests for this evening the rundown. They were a little late getting in, and all you got to imagine is, taxes are applied, blah, 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 at the end of a commercial. That's exactly what it was. And it's like, bam, we're gone. Bye. And it's like, oh, all right. But we're here, and we got a good one tonight. We got two guests coming on tonight. Miss Wendy Feliciano. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, awesome. And Kevin Kedgley. I guess I'm saying that right too.
Power couple of horror.
Huh?
I said
What's
the power
that?
couple of horror.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some special effects. We're going to talk special effects. We're going to talk props. I mean, just all kinds of good stuff, all kinds of indie horror as usual. And it just so happens that they will be gracing the cover of issue 9, which is dropping next week, I believe, right?
On the 13th, Otis.
On the 13th, that's right. We have
for you guys.
Oh, look at that. There's the hard copy. Ooh,
Fancy
you got to do
schmancy.
the hand thing like in The Price is Right.
Yeah,
I picked these bad boys up today.
She ignored that.
I know.
Goodies inside.
All kinds of goodies. Look at that.
Look
That
at
may be our biggest issue so far. I think it's like 44 pages.
44 pages. Yeah. I
Wow.
told the printer to keep on printing.
Somebody
Just
put a
keep
lot of
on
hard work into putting that together. I wonder who that was.
The beautiful Christy Adams with Nightmare Toys just had her
Yeah,
on the
she-
show.
Yeah.
And she'll be receiving her copies of this edition on Friday, Christy, at Nightmare Toys. They are going to be one of our brick and mortar stores carrying this along with Viper Video in Tampa.
Look at that.
Two of
Nice.
many to come.
And if you couldn't get a good view of the cover, I have an up close personal. That way you can get a look at just, the makeup job there. That is so Mad Max. I love it so much. We're going
Amazing.
to talk about that with Wendy and Kevin when we get them on here in just a minute or two. Some housekeeping, as we mentioned, the magazine dropping the 13th. That you can get over there. Just look down there at them little links scrolling across the bottom of your screen.
There it is.
There, you may need some glasses, my friend. But that first one right there, indiehorrorjunkie.com.
That's all I need.
That's all you need. That's your one-stop shop.
Digital copies, which you can purchase, and you can also buy your physical copy, and everything is found on the website in the Stash House.
In the Stash House. I love it, man. And what else do we have? We didn't even get a chance to go through any housekeeping, so we're doing this on the fly. What else do we need to mention?
Yes, the things that
Submissions.
the Films Festival, that's probably the best thing to do right there.
Yes.
The Film Festival, which is the Indie Horror Junkie Film Fest, second annual, is being held at MegaCon in February of 2025. And the submission process for that has already opened up. I believe the early birds have already finished, but you can still submit yours fairly cheaply. So if you have a great horror short or a feature film and you want to see it in there and win some of those great trophies and be a part of that, get them in there now.
That's right.
And plus, we'll be there. So, you know,
Well, I mean,
who doesn't want to hang out with us?
After last time, I'm not sure I can afford it, but okay.
You did get a little preview of some of the interesting people we met, some of the very, the setup we have. We expect only bigger and better things coming out of the Indie Horror Junkie Film Fest.
We're already, wheels are turning and we're planning. And I think Rick and I started pitching next year about 2 days after the last one ended. So
yeah, there's something seriously wrong with Amy and I.
Yeah,
so,
we have the same mental illness. We've already.
You're junkies, man. You're junkies.
Yeah. Ain't no pill gonna cure my ill.
You're right. Oh man. Okay, so is that all the housekeeping?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much that we have. All right. So I'm looking down there. I think they're adjusting their cameras or their camera. Okay. Wendy's throwing her hands up like I don't know. I don't know.
All good, Wendy. Come as you are.
That's right.
So,
bring them on.
So we're just gonna roll. Here we go, Kevin.
Hey, there they are.
Hey,
hello.
Stranger
Things.
How's it going, guys?
Plug. We're gonna get into that later. What we can.
Nice shirt.
Top secret.
How's everyone doing?
Doing good. Doing really good.
Excited to finally get you on the show.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
excited
Thank
to
you.
be here.
Yes,
for sure.
thank you so much for letting us be on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
the
How are we
last
feeling about
time.
this?
Oh yeah,
Love
look
it.
at that.
Love it.
Surreal,
that,
right?
that is just amazing.
We're gonna be ordering
Very
about.
excited.
We're gonna be ordering a bunch of copies of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, keep
And just to let you know, since I'm an insider to information here, I think you all got a framed picture that you put up of the cover.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we
we
did.
did. It's up there on the wall right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
so
You're,
cool, you guys.
you're probably going to want to change that because if you notice, if you want to bring the cover up again here, Amy, or Otis, you can drop it up there. The last line, we ended up moving one of the titles, and I didn't realize that you had yours framed already. So it's a different title there at the bottom.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an
Okay.
easy fix.
We'll have to do it again. That's all.
We'll have to change it. Yeah.
Easy fix.
So is that because I don't know really anything about that theme, that cover that you guys did. I mean, is that from a project you guys are working on? Is that just something you did for the
That's what they're
magazine?
submitting.
That's something we did on a whim.
Yeah, we talked to Rick, and he asked us to be on the cover of the issue number 9. And so we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We wanted to do something different, and being that it was a couple as well, we figured something maybe post-apocalyptic might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we spent a couple of months putting these costumes together and making the props and just making everything.
All the props, all the costumes, all the makeup that you see in that picture is what we did.
Yeah.
What we
Don't
did.
let them lie to you, Otis. That's what they look like every Wednesday. Okay.
Oh man.
We're wearing makeup right now. We really
Right. I
look
was
like
going to say.
the cover. Yeah.
Well,
Everybody.
I seen that, and my jaw dropped.
And to give
Wow,
credit to
thank
the
you.
photographer
Thank
too,
you.
Brandon Yates.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brandon.
Oh,
Brandon Yates.
Yeah, Brandon was amazing.
Brandon is an amazing photographer.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He does what he does. His craft is just amazing.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah.
talented, and he's so great to work with. He's so sweet. He's so
Yeah.
collaborative. He's done several. He did Diana Durango's issue for her cover shoot. He did our indie horror hottie shoot with the girls from the N.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just a blast to work with. He's so
You
good.
got to slay me up against the tree.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was
Yeah.
a bonus.
Halloween.
Well, I guess we'll start anytime we have guests, and we've had quite a few that are dual. They also, they do, in your guys' case, special effects, props, and act. And so we have to know, and you guys can decide which one wants to go first. What came first, the chicken or the egg here? Was it more of a special effects, making props, or the acting?
For the photo shoot?
Power couple.
No, I think in general, what he's
for
talking
the-
about.
At the very beginning.
Oh,
Back in time.
back in time, way back when.
Yeah.
I was doing I've been in the film industry now for about 8 years, and I came across Rick's fan film for Halloween called Halloween Death Walks Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was on set of that, I was Michael Myers. And while I was on set with that, Wendy was doing the special effects makeup for each one of the movies. And
We
for
have
the-
Wendy
for
on
the-
speed dial.
for the first movie, she was doing my special effects makeup, and we just started talking and got to know each other pretty well, and that's pretty much rest was history. So
Yeah. For me, I started out as I was doing PA for Rick. I met Rick a while back, and I was working for him. And from doing PA work, I moved on to, I did set design for one of the other films that he put together. And then there was an opportunity for me to do makeup. I've always loved horror makeup and prosthetics and everything. And he gave me that opportunity to do it on one of the films, God Help Us. And the rest is history from that point on. I loved it. Everybody loved what I did. And I didn't do a whole lot, but I've been doing it ever since. And of course, I did makeup on Halloween Death Walks Among Us, and that's where I met him. And,
The Clock. You were incredible.
and the clock as well.
The
Yes,
Clock, yeah.
the clock was
Yeah, we
really
did The Clock.
brilliant movie.
Yeah, I loved doing the makeup on
Really
that.
cool.
That was a lot of fun.
I love what you did with actress Cindy Copeland. All of the
Yes.
Yeah,
bring her
Yes.
back from the dead and her
yeah, she
Yeah.
she
I
I love
rocked
those
on that.
pictures that I
dead
took of
feet.
them.
She
Yeah.
rocked on that makeup she did. It was phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty much self-taught. I didn't go to
That was
school
my
for
next question, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to school for makeup effects. It's something that I've always loved. I'm a very creative person, and since I was a kid, I always loved horror. And everything I do is something that comes out of my head, and I try to figure out how to put things together.
Well, it's, and that's probably the hardest part, is getting it from your head to manifest in some way, whether it's writing a script, whether it's, doing special effects. That seems to me probably to be I guess unless you're seasoned at that, but.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now we got a little, we touched base a little bit on the past. Let's talk about the present and the future. Are you guys working on anything at this moment? Do you have anything in the near future?
You're working
we
on
have
like
a lot of
100 things.
we have a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah,
we've got like 3 or 4 OIF movies, Orlando Independent Filmmakers. We're working on a few of those films, both in the acting department and special effects departments. So, and we've been going back and forth to Atlanta for production up there as well.
Yeah.
You guys are working on a gig together in Atlanta, right? Same show?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
You
was.
spill the beans on that yet, or too soon?
We can divulge it. It was Found season 2
Very
Mhm.
cool. That's so fun.
on
You guys got to do it
on
together.
NBC. It's on NBC, I think.
Yeah, and we usually try to work together as much as possible. He learned how to do special effects makeup,
Yep.
working alongside of me, and
Yep.
I dug my hand into prop making as well. So we collaborate with everything we do, and we're on set together all the time, whether he's acting or I'm acting or I'm doing special effects makeup, and he winds up getting a role, and that's, whatever film we're doing. So it's a lot of fun.
It's happened many a time.
Yeah.
She'll be getting the should be getting a job as a special effects makeup artist on set, and then the director is like, basically they'll ask me if I want to do a role. I'm like, yeah. Sure. I'm on set
The
anyway.
beauty of indie films.
Yeah.
And you mentioned prop making. You guys started another brand called Killer Props. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
And where people can find
I
that?
founded that about maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I've been working. I've been making killer props like anything from machetes to axes to knives to anything that you can think of in the horror films or whatever.
Yeah.
We make them out of Comic-Con safe materials, and business is booming still, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he uses wood a lot. I use a lot of foam.
Yeah.
And I've created a couple of my own weapons as well to throw into the mix. So
Everything on the
together.
everything on the magazine cover was made by us.
Yeah, we did everything.
So
Oh, I know Rick has
including my
made on that
gauntlet.
cuff.
including the gauntlet, yeah.
No. You misstated. Including my gauntlet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's get
Rick's
that
already
shit
cleared
right.
his face off on his shelf for that cup.
I
Yeah.
have been sitting here waiting for you.
He's coming for it.
But yeah, we do a lot of cosplaying as well. We go to the conventions when we can.
Comic-Cons. Yeah, we just did a MegaCon like last year, I think.
No, it was a couple
couple
February. I think it was in
A couple
February.
months ago. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We did
Yeah,
that.
we ran into you guys at MegaCon at the
Yep.
Indoor
Yeah.
Junkie
Yep.
booth. And I've seen you at
Yeah.
MegaCon the year before that, and the year before that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you guys are,
Uh-huh.
I think I run into you
Yeah.
almost everywhere.
So now,
in Tampa and Orlando cons.
yeah,
So now we're working on
we're working on a boat.
we're working on a boat. We're actually making
I was
an
just about
orca.
to ask, but I didn't know if you were able to talk about that. But this is
Yeah.
this is another thing that's going to end up in my house too.
Well, you know what? When this is all said,
You're going to need a bigger house.
Let me worry
You
about
guys
the
turn it into a
details.
bed, you know, those little kit like car beds where you just put the mattress and drop it
No, no,
inside.
no.
That's what
You could
That-
put a mattress in
You
there.
honestly probably could
Tell
put
them
a
what.
mattress in there.
Tell her what you're making.
Yeah.
curl up with Chucky in there.
Tell her
Yeah.
what you're
Totally
making.
put it. You could totally put. Huh? You want to see it?
No. I want you to tell her what it is. You haven't told her what it is yet.
Oh, we're making
Oh.
we're making a full scale model, not full scale,
Well,
but
not.
Not
But,
full scale.
we're,
no.
we're making a model of the orca from Jaws.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a boat in our living room right
Yeah.
I want to see
When,
it.
when we're bored, we come up with all
Prove
these
it.
crazy ideas.
Yeah, prove it.
Prove it.
Can you see it? Hold on.
And there it is. There's
It takes up the whole.
Hold on.
a boat in there, you guys. Look at that thing. Rick, you could drop a mattress in there.
I'm gonna have to if
They're
I'm gonna get it in
need a
here.
bigger house.
Mhm.
Look,
Here,
you can't
that's
even
it.
get in the front door. The orca's there.
It's gonna go right over here with my collection.
Yeah. You already have an orca.
Oh, yeah, but not that scale. But they do all that stuff. I think if memory serves
Oh
me, and
my
it seems
God.
it does, at MegaCon, you guys came as Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall, right? From
Yeah.
The Shining?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
They did a whole
Yep.
panel dressed up like that. It was so awesome. I loved it.
Oh man,
I
that was
know.
crazy.
You guys nailed it.
Yeah, we got a lot of pictures taken while we were there.
We were there.
It would be kind of fun.
We were there for a lot of stuff, including Indie Horror Junkie, but we also we were there to check out what was it, Thelma and Louise,
Yeah, it's on Louise.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I got to
and
meet the Davis, you
and
guys.
Stranger Things,
Right.
the panel for Stranger Things as well. So it was pretty cool.
What do you know about Stranger Things?
Yeah, what do you know about Stranger Things, Kevin?
A lot.
That's
Yeah.
called a segue,
Oh,
people.
don't get her started.
Don't get her every time we go out. Every time we go out, if I'm wearing a shirt, somebody will comment on it saying, "Oh, hi, I like your shirt." So I'm like, "Yeah, I was on the show." They're like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And she has to
About
vouch
Stranger
for me.
Things. I know we can't talk about season 4, right?
Season 5.
Season 5. So we can talk about season 4.
We can talk all about
Oh, yeah,
season 4.
is
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Tell us how you did
Tell
it,
us
what you
everything.
did there, how they could see you.
Season 4, I was a Hawkins police officer. I was in episodes 3, 6, and 9. Episode 3 was the hero and the acrobat, I think.
You were military.
Oh no.
Season 3.
No. Season 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
season 3. I was a special forces soldier for the Battle of Starcourt, which is the finale of season 3. But season 4 was really a big season for me because I had multiple times I was on set there for to be a police officer, and it was really fun.
Very cool.
So episode 3, 6, and 9. 6, I believe, is the dive, and 9 is the piggyback. So check it out. You'll see me in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, I already found you. I love that show.
I still have to catch up with that show.
But just so you know, we do wear these shirts a lot as well. And when we go to like Disney Springs or Universal, we'll wear them.
Mm-hmm.
And people ask, "What's Indie Horror Junkie?" And we tell them.
Oh yeah, it's like free. It's like free advertising.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm bound to run into you guys because I'm always over in Orlando going to those same places, and I'm like, oh yeah, they were just there. I just missed them.
We just checked out a really cool place today called the Antique Mall right there in Lakeland, and it was amazing. Yeah. You gotta check that place out.
Well, I want to go to that place Amy always tells me about. What is it? Cocktails and Screams?
Cocktails and Screams in Orlando. Yeah, actually, that Academy, the lead singer Zach just popped in and said hi. They play a lot of shows at Cocktails and Screams, but it's a horror-themed bar, but they have live shows, burlesque shows, horror
nice.
shows.
Cool.
And
nice.
They have this really cool speakeasy in the back. It's a great venue.
Oh, we have to check that out sometime.
I'll have to check that out.
It's right in
we'll
downtown.
Have to check that out.
Cindy Copeland just chimed in.
Go. You need to take Molly. She's got to go. I'll go with you, Molly. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Junkies night.
Cindy Copeland just chimed in and she said that I should put your orca in my pool. There you go. That's it. It's coming home.
You need a bigger pool.
Oh man,
you need a bigger pool.
But
we could probably make it float.
Yeah, we put some foam underneath it.
They all float down there.
Yeah.
All right, let's put it in the pool and get weird.
Yep, there you go. All right.
We're about maybe 70% done with it.
Yeah, so he's going to dress up as Quint.
I'm going to be Quint. She's going to be Mrs. Kintner. She's going to be walking around with a sign saying, "We'll slap you for $5."
Yeah.
Are y'all going to carry this thing around?
I'm going to carry it around.
I'm going to pull it.
We've got a shark also that we're going to.
I'm going to pull it, and she's going to control a remote control shark that flies through the air.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be off the chain.
Can you promise me that you're gonna have this at the Indie Horror Junkie Film Festival at Mexico, Orlando in February of 2024?
I could do that. Yeah.
If I could hold that boat for this long, because I don't know if I want this in my living room much longer.
You don't need to. It could be right here.
Oh, then we'll have to borrow it from you then.
That's right. I'll rent it out real cheap.
But just to quickly touch base on the surface.
Shoot. Brandon Yates is going to come to his house, and the next thing you know, we're going to have Otis and Rick on the cover of Indie Horror Junkie in this damn boat.
That's right. Or the boat will be at the bottom of my pool, and you'll have Otis standing there saying, "I put 2 barrels in it."
Oh my God!
Now with 3 you can.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask another question, because obviously this show is about indie horror, and you guys are all about indie horror. You're in so many different things. What do you like about doing special makeup effects and stuff and building props and stuff for these indie horror films? What's probably the most exciting part of it for you?
For me, the most exciting part is getting people's reaction to the blood and gore, because I think the more bloodier and gorier you get, the more queasy people get about it, because people have this fear about blood. So, but I like to see that reaction. I don't know if it's
indie horror is just like
sick or what.
Indie horror is like off the chain now. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff that they do on indie horror productions, like on set and everything. Say, take the end. That trailer was ridiculously crazy.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah,
and can't wait to see that one.
And that has and like what you do, Wendy, it's tons of practical special effects. That's why we love indie horror so much. Me especially, I can't get enough of practical special effects. So Kevin Beganovic, he worked on that, and yeah, the bloodier the better. And
Yeah.
I mean, we went through about 6 to 8 gallons of blood in 10 days on
I
that.
went at it. It looked like y'all did.
So there was a lot of scrubbing up of the blood, but every drop of it.
How did y'all do the pool, like with the bodies in the pool? How did you do that with like the blood
Like the
in the
shot?
pool? Yeah.
That was a drone shot.
Was that a drone shot?
A drone right over the
nice.
pool.
Nice.
We had lights placed in the corners of the pool that were in bags, like clear bags, sitting on the edge of the pool.
Nice.
Throwing those. The water that you see splashing around. So it was literally like when we would call the action, the actors would just start spasming. I'm on the edge of the pool. You don't see me. I'm kicking with my legs.
You're making the waves.
All the water up that you're seeing go
Nice.
into the frame of the shot.
And Brandon did one heck of it. He did a hell of a job on that, being the killer. The Sandman.
Brandon Yates. He did your photography for the cover of the magazine.
He was
shot that you
amazing.
guys did. He was phenomenal. He's so talented. He's an actor. He's a photographer. Like I said, he helped us do our indie horror hottie photo shoot for the end, for the girls of the end. Also got axed. So yeah, that was a really fun set. And you know, everything that Wendy is doing is so relevant to that. You're building these, you know, like when we did the Halloween fan film and you brought in that head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It had to be smashed.
I'm actually doing another one.
Which was Brandon, by the way. He was Jason too.
Yeah.
Everybody's everywhere. We're all in each other's, you know, films.
But no, that was a really, really cool.
Indie horror, you guys, is we all get to work together and you find your team and you have your community and you pull people in that you need and you'd like to work with. And then the next thing you know, you've got your cast and you've got your crew and you've got your special effects, and it's like one big happy family.
Yeah.
Well, right now we have 3 projects we're working on majorly for OIF, which is what was it, a VHS summer camp, which is based on the Friday the 13th movies.
That's
what was the other one? Pinky Promise.
Pinky Promise.
Which is I'm going to be playing a devil.
The Legend of Skunk Ape.
And the Legend of Skunk Ape.
Which I'm really excited about. Really excited
Which is,
because there's a lot going on in that film that's going to bring out a lot of blood and gore. So
yeah, it's going to be badass.
Yeah.
You guys.
So Wendy, obviously you started out and you're pretty much the special makeup effects part of the duet there, whereas Kevin is for the most part the props and stuff like that. So for each of you, tell me who it is that most inspired you to do what it is that you do.
For me, it would be Tom Savini.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Savini is the master. And I even have a book over here with his special effects makeup and everything, and it's very interesting. Hopefully someday I'll get to meet him. And
and what widely made me want to do what I do, like making the props and acting and everything, is the old horror movies from the 80s, like not Halloween. Halloween was in 78, but the like Friday the 13th movies are like my favorite, and I always wanted to make the props and the weapons like that, like the axes and machetes and all that. And every time I make one, it makes you feel good because you accomplished something. You've accomplished things. I mean, we've seen the props and everything that are in the stores, and don't get me wrong, they look great, but ours are like, people have like mistaken them for real things, or real prep, real weapons.
And that's the fun part of it, is whether it be makeup or prop making it look real.
Making it look real.
Or as close to real as possible. And when you're working, on set, a lot of the times maybe something doesn't come off. For me, I'm a perfectionist. Something may not come off to me as really good, but then when you put the camera on it and the way you angle it and everything gives it a different effect, which is,
And if you don't make it
awesome.
if you don't make it at least look semi-realistic, it's not going to have a good effect on camera.
Right. You can't convince your audience if you don't make it look real. or close to it at least.
So that's why we try and perfect our craft every day here.
Well, I
Yeah,
remember
and
that
it's-
when.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
I
go
remember
ahead.
when that's okay. I remember when I did Halloween and I had Wendy in there doing all the effects. I remember one of my jobs as the director of Halloween was to try and stump Wendy with effects.
Yeah.
Pretty much every
Totally.
other day. I'm like, okay, well, I wrote this in the script here, and I'm going to need you to do this. And she usually bitch and moan at me for a little bit first, and then she would end up doing it, and it would be amazing. And after she did it, I'd tell her, "Aren't you happy that you did that? Amazing!" And the next thing, okay, I need you to do this. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
That's the whole thing. It's like throughout the filming of Halloween, he kept throwing more and more at me, and one was even higher than the next as far as ridiculousness for me, at the time.
But she nailed it each time.
But it was like, okay, you putting me to the challenge, and I pulled it off.
She accepted every challenge, and she overcame, and it
That's right.
made movie magic. So
That's why you're so good, girl.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're
The fact that
welcome.
you guys get to do so much together as a couple. I love that. You guys have such a good support system already built in. So whether it's acting or props or just enjoying going to the cons or whatever it may be, you guys get to travel together, work together. So that helps to keep the momentum going.
We are always doing everything together. We seldom do anything apart from each other.
Yeah.
We're always on set. We're always making things here. We're always making things. We're always working on like SFX makeup.
Yeah.
Props.
Our house
boats,
is just like we got stuff going on in the living room. My kitchen is filled with
You're gonna
heads
give Rick some competition
and
over
facial
there.
parts and fingers and body parts, and
It
it's
looks
all
like Leatherface lives here right now. Besides the
if
boat.
somebody broke in, they'd run right back out because we've got weapons all over the place too and everything.
Yeah.
I know one person who wouldn't run back out.
I know
We're
one.
gonna back up
too.
the truck.
We're actually getting a good collection here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time
You
we go
know-
out, we find something
Every
to
time.
add to our costuming or prop making,
You were talking, Wendy, you were talking about, well, actually both of you, the realer, the more realistic, the better it sells on camera.
Yep.
And of course, as you mentioned, Wendy, there's a lot of different, variables there. The lighting, the angle can make it look, I'm sure, 10 times better than just with regular lighting. And
Right.
it got me thinking, because one of your, inspirations being Tom Savini, him doing, serving over there in Vietnam, being a photographer, that gave him a really good, point of reference, I guess you could say. Unfortunately, nobody wants you. You don't have to go to war to, make realistic special effects. But for him, that's what kind of made him always wanted to make it the most realistic as possible. Kevin, did we piss you off? What are you breaking out
No.
the hardware for, buddy?
No, I want to bring up just one of the many knives I've made before.
Yeah.
This one was actually used in Halloween Death Walks Among Us. And as you can see, it's
beautiful.
it's pretty realistic
that
looking.
looks awesome.
And
Okay, so where can everybody find this Killer Props? You guys have an Instagram page, you have a Facebook page.
we have a Facebook page. We also have it on Etsy.
Etsy.
We have an Etsy shop.
Take commissions?
I'm sorry.
Do you take commissions? Like people can request you to make certain props if it's within
Absolutely. We take
Yeah.
custom orders as well.
Yeah. We're always, like I said, up for the challenge. And so that goes with props as well. I'm always looking for some new idea on some kind of weapon to make. And I've come up with 2 so far that I've made. But we'll
right,
take
Maddie.
suggestions on anything that anybody's looking for.
And I would think now would be the time to get the orders in, because you're probably going to get busier as it gets closer to Halloween. So I would love to see you guys.
Halloween is usually like our busiest time of the year.
Yeah.
We probably average about 10 to 15 different orders, if not the same prop,
Over and over again.
again throughout the whole season of Halloween.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, is there a particular prop that you guys sell the most of? That is usually the most popular one.
Yes.
Yes, the Trapper Cleaver.
The
from
Trapper Cleaver, the
Dead by
Trapper's
Daylight.
Cleaver prop from the Dead by Daylight video game
Mhm.
series. It is our number one. It's our number one seller right now.
Yeah. Everybody wants it.
I wish I had a. I wish we had one.
I have one with the hook on the back.
Oh yeah.
that I created.
She's gonna get that, and yeah, she's got one that has a hook on it. It's got the pain flail, what they call it. It's like an add-on that they that the killer puts on there for extra damage or something. But she's gonna get that real quick.
I haven't killed you hard enough,
Kevin, and put the Indie Horror Junkie logo on it and put it on our table when we
Oh yeah.
have events.
There you go.
So this is
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's badass.
Not
I don't know
sure.
if you can
Come back here.
Favorite Halloween props here, kids.
Yeah,
Hey, Kevin,
this is completely made of foam.
It's foam. And yeah, it's all foam.
It's foam and some PVC right here. This blade part is PVC.
Yeah.
It's very, very lightweight and
Yeah.
it's Comic-Con safe. So,
Yeah.
but
Very
it's real, and that's what we go
Yeah.
for.
Man, with craftsmanship like that, and as real as you're making this stuff, have you ever thought about going not just solely online? I mean, is any local retailers? Oh, you know,
We thought about even going into the actual film industry to present our crafts to them, you know,
Yeah.
and see what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Like Universal or Warner Brothers or anybody like that, all those big studios, and
Yeah.
we've talked about that, but
Well,
we haven't
actually
gone.
sold one to, I don't know, was it Paramount?
Yeah, we sold it to a gentleman in California who was going to use it for a Paramount promotion.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I can't remember what the prop was.
It was
Very
a Cleaver.
cool.
Was it a Cleaver?
Yeah, it was Cleaver.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys will have to get a patent on those designs.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
It's
So
very
we're
cool.
looking into making costumes as well.
Yeah, we're gonna be delving into the fine art of Pepakura 3D, not 3D printing, but 3D like basically folding foam together to make armor and everything. So we're gonna start working on that pretty soon.
Yeah. You can do anything with foam.
Yeah. I got templates to make a Predator, and I got templates to make an actual full-size RoboCop thing. So Rick, you'll love that one. It's 1987. It's Peter Weller's.
Yeah, I'll start clearing out a space for it somewhere around here. You know, we'll be ready. I'll make room. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, we're probably going to have a prototype probably within maybe December, January,
Wow, December,
depending
Christmas
on
time, present.
depending on filming schedule.
Christmas time.
People love
Depending
horror
on
during
Depending on the filming schedule and
Such a
everything,
nice
you know.
escape.
I'm sorry.
I said people love horror during Christmas. It's a nice escape.
Oh yeah.
People don't realize
Absolutely.
how popular horror is in the first quarter of every year because everyone is so sick of the holidays.
Oh,
And I don't mean that
I
in
was
a
gonna say.
horrible way, but it's just the holidays. There's so many expectations, and you're
Around
exhausted
spring or
and
summer.
the obligations.
Around spring or
and it
summer.
finally comes down, and you missed Halloween, and now you just want to get back into it.
Yeah. Halloween is too short every year.
Yeah, fall
And it
fall comes and goes
never
pretty
ends.
quick.
Halloween is really not respected either, because that kills me. It's like, I've been pointing this out, is that how many holidays are missed? Flag Day and this day and that day. How is Halloween not a holiday? You've got stores like
Right.
Spirit Halloween that open up just for Halloween. You've got other
Yeah.
stores like Michael's and everything else that cater to Halloween, the kids trick-or-treating and everything else. How is
Yeah.
that not a national holiday?
Yeah.
We should put a petition.
Exactly.
We should.
It's a-
Indie Horror Junkie starts it.
That's
I
right.
believe it's I believe, yeah, Indie Horror Junkie. Yeah. I believe that it is a pagan holiday, so not many
Mhm.
people celebrate it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh yeah.
Pish posh, pish posh. I call foul.
Fish.
I mean, I mean, to each their own. But
I
mean, there's
see
a
what
lot of,
you're saying, Kevin. Yeah, that can be a slippery.
yeah, there's a
slope.
lot of people out there that don't celebrate Halloween for that reason. So
There's a lot of people that don't celebrate Christmas, yet we still have a holiday for it. You know?
I know.
Touche, Rick 2.
Thank you. Pish
Pish
posh
posh
once
1.
again. I call foul.
The screen is gonna go up in
Um,
flames here any second now.
So if you want to do a Q&A about anything that we've worked on in the past, you can go ahead and if you want to do that. I mean, you're the runners of the show, but I'm just saying.
Well, let me ask you this then. What, I'll ask each of you. Wendy, what was the best movie, and obviously was one of mine, that you did special effects on that you enjoyed the most? And why?
Well, I have two. Can I
Okay.
use two? Okay.
Mhm.
Do whatever you
Halloween
want.
Death Walks Among Us because I met him.
Nice.
But no, the special effects part of it was great. It was a challenge because I had no idea I was getting myself involved in the craziness.
Because
of
you're
the
working
special
with
effects
the Stanford, we all understand that.
But the clock was also a lot of fun because that was another challenge for me, and I love how everything turned out. Like I said, I was a perfectionist, with being on set there as well as Halloween. But the scene with the finger cut off, I was like, this is gonna come out horrible. I hate this finger, and it just doesn't work for me. Whatever. When it was filmed and shot, and we saw it, I was like, oh my god, that looks so good.
It looks.
That's another.
I
thing
remember
I'm
kind
making
of
right
like
now.
being, like in the back end, and you guys setting up that scene, and I'm kind of like prepping for a different scene that's going to be shot after this scene,
Hey,
and
Lisa.
I couldn't stop focusing on what you guys were doing with that finger chop. It was just so cool. I remember sitting on the stairs, and you guys were in the family room,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to watch the whole setup of
It
I
it.
was-
just kept turning around. I'm
it
like,
came
oh
out-
my
it
god,
came
this
out-
is not gonna work. This is not gonna work.
That scene came out. That scene came
So
out
legit.
awesome. It really did.
Yeah.
It looked like she actually chopped her finger off, and it was awesome.
And
so
Salo
everything
was able to add some of that too.
Salo was awesome with that.
Exactly. But it's like with every film that I make prosthetics for or do makeup for, I'm learning. And it's like if I made a mistake here, I'm not going to make it there because I already know where I messed up on. And so when I do it again, I improve it. So I improve it every time. So the more I do, the better I get.
I will mention something here too that we haven't mentioned before, but Wendy also, prior to being a special makeup effects artist, was a cake designer, and she still does it occasionally, from what I'm told. Okay,
Yes.
we made a movie called Mirror Mirror, which is about Bloody Mary, and at our premiere party, Wendy made this huge cake that looked like a book, like almost like the Book of the Dead, with the blood and everything else on it. It looked so amazingly real that we had people walking up to the table asking us where the cake was because they were ready to eat. And we kept saying it's right there. And nobody would believe that was a cake until we actually cut into it. And she let me cut into it. And I'm telling you, that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life because I wanted to just freeze it and keep it and put it somewhere in my room here. But I cut into it. It was amazing.
Because the book actually had pages, and they were made out of wafer paper. So it actually had pages on it with writing.
Cool.
And I was like, I shocked myself when I made that, and people walking by saying, where's the cake?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa's her daughter, and
She's also an actress.
she is trying to. Yeah,
She was in Mirror Mirror, yeah.
Very talented actress. Yeah.
She's a very good actress.
Yes, she is.
And she was in Halloween.
Yes.
And she was in Halloween.
And I got to watch her die on film while her mother did all of her special effects and had her bleed out. And
It was hard for
family
me.
affair.
Because it was hard for me. I had to do her makeup. She's dead on the floor.
Aw.
That was a painful death.
Yeah.
That was chapter 2, wasn't it?
Was it 2?
The Halloween
That's
chapter 2.
I think so. I've lost track. I tried to block all that stuff out of my mind. I've got a free room for all the new terrorists and stuff like that. I don't have time for
There's
that.
no free room, Rick, so don't add
No,
one more
there is-
thing.
yeah,
There's
that's
no
right.
free
No free
room.
room.
So Kevin,
Yeah.
your question now. What was your favorite prop that you ever made, and what was the reception to it?
Ooh, I'd have to say that the most famous prop I ever made was probably that knife I showed you earlier, because it rocked in the movie, because it really looked like he was picking up a knife out of the kitchen and going to butcher some babysitters or teenagers or whatever,
Or director.
And no, I was really proud of that one, because I made that one completely out of wood, and it came out really good, and that's why I still have it. Yeah. Yeah, you got one too. You got one too.
Yeah.
It was 2 or 3 made.
It's like 2 or 3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
got
then there
one
was
like that too.
also the costumes and everything we did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the tombstone.
The tombstone.
Which reminds me, I need to get that from you. Yeah, you guys are keeping that.
There we go. That tombstone again.
We are holding that thing hostage all this time, man.
Oh, saying that right now. And that was another story that for Halloween, and obviously as an independent filmmaker, and everything pretty much can happen, and everything changes at a moment's notice, and things become unavailable, whatever. I remember we were looking for because we had Jeff Shepard. He was going to play Loomis in the movie, and Loomis is famous for wearing that brown trench coat. Yeah. And nobody could find that anywhere. I went to Amazon. I had one ordered. It came in. It didn't look anything like the one that it looked like in the line. So we were almost about to give up hope and figured, okay, we're just going to have no trench coat for ours. And just for some reason, driving home, there was a Goodwill right there. And I decided, let me just stop. So I stopped at Goodwill, walked over to it. They had a section there. They had one London Fog trench coat that looked exactly like it sitting there. And I'm like, my God. So for like $10, I bought it, and it's still hanging in my closet.
I got the coveralls at Walmart for like maybe, I don't know, like they're on sale. I got like 4 or 5
like
pairs.
You bought like 8 of them or something like that.
I bought like 6 or 7 of them for like $8 or something like that each. And I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, things just came together for that shoot. I mean, every time I throw something at Wendy or whatever it is, can you do this? And she's like, no, and then she makes it, and everything else. It was something else. It was a magical experience.
I heard that he was making a Halloween fan film, I was like, oh man, I want to be the killer. I want to be Michael Myers. I've been Jason before, but not like in a movie, just like cosplaying and everything. So I was going to take my skills of being a silent killer into the film realm, and that's where Rick came in. And I will tell you something else though. The hardest thing for me to do on Halloween, on that whole series, the very hardest thing for me to do was to deal with Kevin. Okay? Because if it was up to Kevin would have played Michael, he would have played Jason, he would have played Freddy, he would have played Loomis, he'd have been in every freaking scene playing every character, and I had to talk him down saying, you can't do it. But yep. That was
I want to talk about Freddy, because Wendy, you did some crazy special effects makeup on Freddy.
Yeah, well, for that. I
helped her with it.
Yeah, he helped me put it on what was his name's face? I'm sorry. Mitch. Yes. So I don't know, just out of my head, I decided, let me put some latex together and mix it with like flour and create all these different patches and stuff. And so
we just went to town on them for like maybe 2 or 3 hours.
Bunch of them, and he helped me paint them and everything. And when it was time to go on set, we were just like, let's just put it on his face and see what happens. And it worked out really well.
Luckily, we didn't have to do the top of his head because he had a hat on, so that kind of saved some time. But man, he looked wicked.
Yeah, when we were done. I have to say I really enjoyed doing that.
And the glycerin came out. The glycerin really made it come out really good with the shininess and like the fleshiness of it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
What's on your bucket
Rick went to go
list?
make room for the boat, you guys.
Oh, he's making room for the boat now. What's on your bucket list, Kevin, outside of the boat that'll be there at Rick's house soon? What's on your bucket list of props to make? How big you gonna go? What have you imagined making?
If I was to make anything, I'd like to make
I know exactly what you're gonna
she
say.
knows exactly what I'm gonna say. I like to make the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
Yeah, and I'm scared.
which is the big submarine.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Sounds
a
like you're
huge
about to get
submarine.
voluntold to do another project, Wendy. How you feel about that?
I told him after
Voluntold,
this boat,
I
I
love
do
it.
not want to build anything in the living room anymore.
Well, if you need space, you can put the Orca here, and then you have
Yeah.
room for the Nautilus. You see, it all
We,
works
we
out.
may take you up on that offer.
Yeah,
Rick.
yeah. You'll regret it, and you'll never ask for anything after that.
I doubt that very seriously.
I second that.
No, I think this thing is going to be bigger than the boat, and the boat's pretty
Yeah.
big, but this Nautilus is going to be huge.
I'm not really with it, but
It's from the 1954 movie, the live action film from Disney called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
yeah,
Kirk
And,
Douglas.
Kirk Douglas and James Mason, I believe, and yeah,
Captain Nemo.
Captain Nemo.
So what
Yeah,
would you use that for something like that? Is that just for you to have in your house so that way
Just
when
to
you
make
kick
it.
you out, or is this for
Just
something
to make it.
cosplay. I mean, obviously,
cosplay,
we would use it
yeah,
for
yeah.
cosplay. You
I'd
know.
walk around like Captain Nemo or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we have a spaceship in our shed.
We do. We have a spaceship in our shed right now.
Of course. Who doesn't? I got one
That
too.
we built last summer.
If I had a shed, there'd be a spaceship in it.
No, we did. We used that for. We made the full size spaceship for
What is it? What's it called?
the Razor's Crest
Razor's
from
Crest, right.
Mandalorian.
Mhm.
For
Does it work? Because I'd like to hop on it and take a little ride and maybe not come back.
well,
Hey,
Grogu
you know,
actually took a
right,
ride for it. Grogu was on
Yeah.
top of it, taking a ride on it. Whenever we used it for a couple of parades last year
Yeah.
for
We did.
Christmas,
Very cool.
and
And so I wanted to get rid of it, but he didn't. So I was like, all right, it's going in the shed.
we worked
Or
on
you
that
just,
thing
yeah,
too
just
damn.
take it to Rick's house until you decide, and he'll store it. And
I
maybe
don't
We
see where
worked
the
on that
problem
thing.
is here.
you won't, but you know,
Store.
I will store it.
You can go visit it. You can have visitation rights at Rick's house.
No,
for
it's
all
either
jobs.
to answer your question, Otis, it's probably going to be either the Nautilus or the spinner from Blade Runner.
Ooh, I vote that.
That's,
That might be
that's a-
better because
That's the car. The goes. Yeah.
I was gonna say they just announced that Blade Runner is gonna have a series now.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Michelle Yeoh's gonna do it.
I'd like to be in it.
Sure you would.
Sure you would.
So
I'd like to be in a lot of stuff.
tell us about this Skunk Ape project that you mentioned that you really are
Oh,
looking forward
boy.
to. What is it you're doing on it?
I've got 2 roles in it.
Yeah, the
Okay.
director is Matty Murillo.
Manny Murillo, he played what was this detective
He was a detective in
in
Halloween.
Halloween? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he asked us to join forces with the Skunk Ape. So
Join
we're
forces with the
working
Skunk
on making a Bigfoot.
A Bigfoot and a Sasquatch and a
Sasquatch.
a werewolf.
Yeah,
Now, Kevin, will you be wearing that outfit?
Yes, I will be.
one of them.
One
We
of
don't
them.
know which one.
One of them.
Oh, come on, you guys. Tell us how to spill all the beans.
Yeah.
I believe we are under NDA for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish we could tell you. I will say I have 2 roles in the movie though.
I mean,
NDH
you're definitely
MBA.
tall enough.
I
for
was
that
thinking the
Junkie
same
outfit.
thing.
And of course, I have 2 roles as well.
Yeah, she
It's
does.
fun.
Being makeup.
She actually, yeah, she's going to be special effects makeup artist on the movie, and she's also got a role as
An
something.
actress.
So if you each had a choice, Wendy, if you had a choice in a movie to either be handling the special effects or have a starring role, which would you choose?
Ooh.
Not fair, Rick.
That's right, Amy.
That's
Because
not a
right
fair
now,
question.
okay, so I'm trying to break out as an actress, which is a little tricky because everybody knows me for special effects. So every time I sign up for a role with Kevin,
I don't even have to
I get
ask.
the special effects. I get the special effects part, and he gets the acting. So, so I'm like, shoot, But when I can get both, on a set, then, you know, that just makes my day.
That's
But,
awesome.
you know, it is what it is. I don't mind doing the special effects at all. I love it. And, you know, I just want to expand my horizons and, you know,
We are
I like
really,
to try everything.
we're hoping to break out real soon. Show pretty soon. And I'm trying, my goal is to be a principal actor by the end of this year. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I'd like to do special effects makeup on a big production, like, you know, a big
I will
production.
say this about you guys. You're consistent, you're persistent, you hustle, you have a built-in support system with each other.
Mhm.
The two of you work your tails off, just like, you know, the rest of the people out here that you see always having a job, always moving forward, always challenging themselves, and whatever your goals are, you can put a timeline on it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen on the timeline. It might, but just keep going. It's the people who quit who don't make it. Because it's hard out here. We all know it. We all live it and breathe it. But the persistence that you guys have, you're so determined, you're so positive, your work ethic, that's what's going to get you to the next level. So you guys have everything that you need to get there. It's going to happen. Just keep at it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, tell her about EpicCon.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Epicon. I'll go ahead. I have a few photos that when it goes.
Epicon is it's a huge gathering of Stranger Things cast members.
Yeah, it's a convention for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be held in downtown Jackson, Georgia.
Yeah.
Which is the Hawkins in the show.
Yeah, it's downtown.
All the exterior shots and everything of Hawkins and the library and everything. It's all shot right there.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually shot the season 4 finale there as well.
Yeah. So he's been asked by
we've been invited
of the convention to have a table there and sign autographs and take photo ops with people. And
so
free ride.
That's gonna be a blast.
Supposedly there's I'm sorry.
I said it's gonna be a blast.
Oh yeah. Totally.
It'll be October 18th and 9th, I think
18th and 19th and 20th, I believe. Yeah.
I might have to go up there and stay with Cindy and attend.
Yeah. Send her an invite.
Popping up the Indie Horror Junkie booth right next to Kevin and Wendy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think they're actually taking vendors right now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Sign up the Junkies.
But they on the guest
isn't busy enough. Throw it in there.
But so far on the guest list, there's going to be Millie Bobby Brown, Joe Keery, Dockery Montgomery, Gaten Matarazzo. Who else?
I don't know.
that's who's been announced already. But they're gonna keep on announcing people all the way through the year.
I think once a month they announce a new cast member.
Yeah.
So.
And Kevin Kedgley's going to be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they said at the end they're gonna make the poster and they're gonna add his picture to
nice
the people. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to it. We really are. It's gonna be really cool.
Send us that copy of that poster when you guys get it.
We shall.
All right, so we're getting ready to close out here. Is there any last thing you want to mention? Anything you want to point people to or let people know that we haven't really touched on or gone over yet?
Stay strange because it's going to get crazy in 2025.
Yeah.
And how can they
look for our killer props?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, we'll be making more stuff in the future, and
we'll be making a lot of stuff.
Check us out on Etsy. We're just gonna do our thing and keep moving on with filmmaking.
That's it.
I like it.
Thank you for having us on the show. Seriously, it's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We had a blast.
We did. We had a blast.
And of course, you can always get a hold of you guys, or it's some way, shape, or form with any of the little links down there for your Instagram, your Facebook, all that.
IG, and Facebook. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys for joining
Thank you so much, guys. Really.
Thank you.
Now hold on, don't hang up. We're going to close the show.
Don't run off nowhere.
Okay.
We'll be right back with you. Okay.
We'll say bye after we wrap up. Wow, boy, they're a fun couple,
Yeah.
power couple,
I
as
told
you
you they
mentioned.
were horror power
I,
couple.
I love how, because special effects and props seem to go hand in hand,
They
you
do.
know, and then how ironic, he does props, she does special effects.
And I
They
will,
go-
I will definitely pat myself on the back
There
and
we
we
take
know you
credit.
will.
Here we
That is
go.
right. And take credit for introducing them. They met on my set. I feel like a proud papa putting these two together because I don't think you could have fit any two pieces better than Kevin and
I
Wendy. So
agree. They're a
I'm
beautiful
excited for
couple.
them. They are a beautiful couple.
Hand in glove,
Hand
as
in
they
glove. There you go.
as
All
they
right.
would
So
say.
what do we got coming up next
And on
week?
that note,
Next
There we go.
week, look at that.
Look at that.
We have Mr. James Michael Roddy, actor, writer, director, producer, Monster Kids.
Yep. Good friend of mine and an incredible filmmaker, very talented guy. And I can't wait to chat him up.
It's going to be a good one. Amy, will you be gracing us next week, or
I'm
is
going to
that
be
just
repping the Junkies in Orlando at the Fringe Arts Festival.
bam?
James Art Festival. Look at that.
Fringe, yeah, they actually have one in Tampa. I just noticed that I don't know if it's as big as the Orlando one, but it's like a week full of short films, plays, musicals. They have live bands. They have different locations within like a small radius. So I'm gonna hit that up with some Indie Horror Junkie stickers and flag it. I've got some friends out there playing. We have friends, some of them we've had on the show that have their short film streaming. I think on the 18th, Panic Attack Films is going to be playing. We've had them on the show.
Nice.
We've had them in the magazine. So
Mhm.
it's a great arts festival that showcases local talent. And I can't miss it. So I'll miss you guys, but I will be on the town hanging out with my fellow junkies, enjoying the art and the music and the musicals and the films. So catch me there if you're in Orlando.
All that good
Sounds great.
stuff. Awesome. Once again, magazine coming out the 13th. Just about a week or so away. And if you are, also the Film Fest, get over there, IndieHorrorJunkie.com over there on the right-hand side, very top one, Film Fest. Hit that. You can submit your film there. Get them in for next year's second annual Indie Horror Junkie Film Fest. And if you were thinking about getting involved or in the magazine, I should say, or even on the podcast here, you'll see our there it is, Indie Horror Junkie at Gmail, and hit us up there. A lot of times, man, if you send messages through Facebook, that can go unseen for quite some time. Probably the quicker route to go. So, as they say, Rick,
see you next Wednesday.